Hey, good afternoon. This is Pastor Darrell from The Quest. Wanted to take just a minute to kind of address something that came up today. I was having a conversation with somebody who's a non-believer, matter of fact, an atheist. And this person was asking me how we could serve a God that demanded that we cower in fear. You know, I come to realize that there's a lot of Christian people who live the same way. They think that the fear of the Lord means that we are terrified. And while there is a sense of terror, the fear we have for the Lord is a respect we have for the Lord. I was reminded of in Proverbs 19, let me read it. It says, verse 23, it says, "The fear of the Lord leads to life. Then one rests content, untouchable by trouble." If that was talking about a fear that we are shaking in our boots, terrified of God, then I don't think we would find that contentment, that rest that we're looking for. What it's talking about there when it mentions fear is having a respect for, which that respect does mean a fear. As, for example, when I was growing up, I had a fear or a reverence for my parents, for my sister and brother-in-law who raised me. I did have a fear or that kind of reverence, but it wasn't like I was terrified of them. I loved them and I wanted to be around them, but I also feared retribution if I walked in error. That's to what God is talking about. That's what he's trying to convey to us, that we need to have a fear of God. And what brought this up is this person was saying to me that they have no fear of God because they don't believe in God and they can do whatever they choose, and they thought it was foolish that I would fear God. And I said, what you're not understanding is it doesn't mean that I walk in terror of God, but it means I have such a respect to know that he is God and that I'm not, and that at the end of my days, I'm going to stand before God. But it also means that in this life, I fear violating his word. Doesn't mean I walk in terror of it, and it's like I think constantly, oh, I better be careful. No, I have respect. It's kind of like we're living in a day and age right now. Let's take us away from spiritual. We're living in a day and age that people do not respect the law. Matter of fact, they want to tear down law. It's kind of ironic because just a few moments ago I saw that one of our congresswomen here in the state of Illinois was speaking against Trump and speaking of things of that nature, and she was talking about how terrified she was in the Capitol last week, and only the knowledge that the police were there and there was a door shut between her, protecting her, made her feel so good. And ironically, this same woman is seeking to defund the police here in Illinois. You can't have it both ways. See, there's no fear, there's no reverence for the law there. She wants the law when it's convenient for her, but she wants to tear down the law when it means votes for her. Well, I'm not trying to get political here, but the point is that same concept is what this woman was talking about this morning with me. She has no fear of God. We've raised a generation that has no fear, no respect for anybody or anything except themselves. They're out for themselves, out for what they can get, and don't you dare get in their way. And they're not going to respect anybody. It's happened in the schools. It's happened in jobs. You know, I just spoke with somebody right before Christmas that quit their job because their boss had told them, you're going to do this. And they said they weren't. And they said, well, if you don't, you're fired. And they said, you can't fire me. There's no fear. There's no respect there. The Bible tells us that when we fear God, when we respect God, we will find contentment. We will find rest. We will be able to lay our head to the pillow at night and rest because we have a complete respect and trust for God. I hope this helps somebody today. God bless you. Come back and see me again another day at the Quest.